Okie dokie. Let me get a camera adjusted. Hello, hello. How you doing? Hi, Gina Brown. Hi, Miss June. I'm doing much better today, Gina. Thank you for asking. That was a rough one yesterday, let me tell you. Just gonna stick my little paper towel down here so she doesn't move on me. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Miss Sharon. How you doing, honey? Feel like it's been forever since I've got to see you guys. We didn't realize the birthday sale was on the cusp of Father's Day, and we don't have a live on Father's Day. So thank y'all for being patient. Sharon friends, how are you? Good, good, good. We're just a few minutes early. We had to make sure all of our technology's working here, and I got to get one other up here. Just let me get my other phone going, and I'll be right with you. Here we go. Hi, Teresa. You missed me. You were having withdrawals. Trisha, how you doing, boo? Deborah's here. How are you, Deborah? Look, y'all, this is not tonight's class. This is something I've been working on today. This is for my celebrity private group that I teach. So, July is Christmas in July, right? The Nail Art Toolbox is getting a surprise this year in July. They're getting an abundance of a Christmas gift in there from us. It's over $100 in the Nail Art Toolbox just for July alone. So for the celebrity, I wanted to do something winter, like winter solstice maybe. And I've been working on all these little handmade charms today. I don't know which one of these are going to make the video cut. I've probably thrown at least half this many away, just trying to narrow it down. But aren't these beautiful? Child, look here. You forgot it was Father's Day Sunday night, too. We had a little something on our Facebook page, but that was about it. It's okay, boo. Aren't these beautiful? This reminds me of Sharon friends know. Back in the day there was a jewelry. It starts with a C, cloisonne. Are you familiar with cloisonne jewelry, Sharon? This reminds me of that. Isn't this beautiful? Girl, they stunners. They're stunners. So yeah, that's what I've been knee deep into all day is doing these ones. Now don't forget the 13 Days of Halloween box. Where are my swatches? 13 Days of Halloween box. If you purchase it during the month of June, which we don't have too much longer. Keith, I have that linked on your showcase right there. Then you get the limited edition product that only comes if you purchase it in June. And that is, I got to swatch these today. I'm not sure which ones of these are going to be in the limited edition. We hadn't made up our mind yet. These are the new inks that are going to drop with the Halloween release. And you're going to get a couple of these limited editions if you purchased your box in June. Aren't these beautiful? Look here. Look at all these colors, honey. I can't even hold them all. These are very, very pretty. They have a high concentration of fixative in it, so they stay put. Look at these. You can use them by themselves. You can incorporate it with some of your other inks, obviously, but I'm fascinated by these. There is a discount code for the box. Yes, that is Bride. Bride. The box is 500 some dollars and it takes it down to 229 if you put your discount code in. Now don't order anything with the box. If you order something with the box, we go refund it because we can't ship anything with that box. Okay, you are pre-ordering it to ship in September. The code is Brad. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Brandy. It does look like chrome, doesn't it? Lays very, very, very flat. Now, I don't have a top coat on these ones yet. And you see, girl, she not going nowhere. She is staying put. So you will get some of these limited edition inks if you've purchased your box the month of June, which we just about out of June, honey. Hi, Bryn. How you doing? Coming Sunday night. Oh, you better quit it, Miss Tracy. Won't you stop it, girl? Sunday night is the last night of Summerween. Can y'all believe that? I'm not believing it. And we have a brand spanking new. Let me adjust here just a second. These are not on the website yet. We're working on it. We have a 6-piece, which is part of a 36-piece collection. But we only gonna be able to probably pop out 6 of these for Sunday. I would like to have had all 36, but I don't know if I can manage it or not. After I lost a full day's work yesterday, these are our brand spanking new, hyper, very densely pigmented, HEMA-free, TPO-free, shocking neon gel polishes. I only have one coat on these, you guys. Only one coat. And these will be coming Sunday night. HEMA free, TPO free, Queen Ladybug. Oh, they're so creamy. They're like butter when you put these on. So we'll be working with those then. Tonight, Lord, maybe I'll leave those right there because those are pretty, aren't they? I know, Cindy. Hi, PJ. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Eileen. Hi, Bryn. Hi, Ramona. Okay, tonight our bundle is, let's see, let me grab this. Hold on. Look, I already got mine open. I want y'all to see them in the package. Tonight, we've been sitting on, if you love our Velvet Touch one stroke paints that are in these tubes, we've had some neon limited editions hanging out here. And because our manufacturer is no longer making these are very, very limited edition. And these are so bright, shocking neon. It seemed like the perfect time to kind of throw these out. I don't have very many of these. I think maybe 40 sets, but these are in the bundle tonight. There's a neon yellow, a lime green, a hot, hot orange, a hot, hot pink, and a hot purple. That comes in the bundle. Also in the bundle is our Groovy Ghost stamping plate. This is the one, honey, that has the little print on it that we didn't know was on here. This little lady has a middle finger sticking up. That's one we were talking about. And then down here in the corner, honey, hold on, hold on. We got one little ghost down here in the corner passing gas. Right there. But this is the cutest plate ever. If you don't want to use those two, skip over them. But there's some really sweet little ghost patterns on here. Okay, this is called Groovy Ghost. That also comes in the bundle. Also in the bundle, you get a brand new stamper. And you're going to get a stamp cleaner, which, Keith, would you grab me one of the pink ones, please? And get me a new one of these so I can show how to prep it. Hold on, I got a different color and I want to show you the color that comes in the bundle. And you also gonna get something else free with it. Hold up, we gonna load you up tonight. It's just cute as it can be. Y'all look at the nails that I did with this bundle. Here one of them, girl. Here's one. Here's another one. So if you don't know, you can stamp with the Velvet Touch one stroke paint. So I painted and I stamped with it at the same time. Girl, won't you quit? Are these not the cutest? I'm gonna show y'all how to make some of these tonight. Okay, so also in the bundle, you get your stamp cleaner. It's got your sticky lint roller head in there. You get a pink one of those. You get a new stamper. Coupon code is Neon. That's going to save you, I don't know, $13 or $14 off the bundle and free with this. Hold on, let me show you. You don't need any code for this because we're going to pack this with every bundle. Girl, you better stop it, Miss Tracy. We're going to send you some shocking neon pigments. These are the ones that feel like cornstarch. You're going to get Dream Scream. You get this whole 6-piece set free if you purchase the bundle. You get Nightmare on Chrome Street, that shocking, shocking blue. You're going to get Somebody's Watching Me. Monster Under the Bed. Then there are 2 candy chromes in here. This kind of peachy orange one is Let's Go Bahamas. This looks really good over this right here. I'll show you how I did this background in just a few minutes, but that is very pretty over top of that. Maybe we'll use that over it. And then the purple one you get in this bundle is Grape Day to Be Alive. These are 2 candy chromes, and these are 4 highly pigmented, very dense pigment, soft neon pigment powders. That's what I'm trying to say. So that comes free with your bundle. Child. Okie dokie. Let's get going. Thank you for the orders. We only had 20 some of those bundles to be able to start with because that's all of these that I had that I could give away. All right, here we go, Gigio. Let's get you back down here so we can see something, honey. Y'all doing all right? We're gonna be all right, aren't we? I'm gonna use this tonight. This is the Painter's Pro palette. And is my lighting okay? I feel like there's a little smudge on my camera. Maybe that's just me, the way I'm seeing it. Is the bundle up? The bundle is up. Yes, don't forget to put your coupon code in. It is a fabulous purchase price. Now, I'm going to use this Painter's Pro palette. You get a black one and you get a white one. Can y'all see the texture on that? This mimics the texture of a matte nail. So this is perfect to load your brushes and blend your paints on. We're going to take some of these Velvet Touch. Now, this Velvet Touch is available all on her own. And the stamping plate is available all on her own. You don't have to grab it in a bundle by any means. Let's put some of this out. This is number 5. Girl. Hi, Angela. How you doing? Let's see. Number 3, number 4. I'm going backwards for some reason here. I want you to see the colors of this Velvet Touch one stroke paint. Oh, child. Number 3, let's put her on. This is the Neon Nightmares bundle. Your coupon code is NEON. And then this one's like, I believe this is, let's see, that's the green one. Y'all gonna sell this bundle out before I use it. Child. Here we go, GGO. And there's the yellow one. Look here. Aren't those nice and bright? Okay, let's start with a white nail. Oopsie. Let me get that out of the way. What y'all been doing this week? Have you had a busy week in the salon or with your press on business or however you serve in the capacity? We're busy. We're trying to finalize all of our Halloween product. Child, wait till y'all see what we got coming in for Halloween. Lord, our eye candy cat eyes are arriving. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let me cure this. Our first 36 eye candy cat eyes will be here for the Halloween release. It's called Orchard, the Orchard release. 36. And it is a 36-piece boxed set. Oh, child, they are beautiful. They're beautiful. Now, while that cures, let me use this because this matches my paint tonight. This is a sugar plum pop. Girl, my day is better today than it was yesterday. I turned over in the bed to get up yesterday morning. I knew as soon as I turned over, I was sick. I had vertigo so bad. I've had it like this. I have it often, but I don't have it this bad often. But there have been two other times in my life that I didn't know if the room was upside down or if I was walking straight or like it really bad. One time I end up in the ER with it so bad. So I toughed it out. I couldn't get up. And it was early in the wee hour of the morning. So when Keith got up, I told him what was going on and he went and got my medicine. Girl, I took them meds, honey, and they make you real sleepy. So, you can't function. You can't do anything when you take that much of that vertigo medicine. So I went on back to bed and woke up. I thought, oh, it's probably 10 o'clock or so. Child, it was after 1 o'clock. And I had taken those medicines at like 7:30, maybe earlier than that. So I felt really rough the rest of the day yesterday, but today I'm doing much better. Thank y'all for asking. It's very sweet of y'all. Okay, let's grab for this. I think we're going to use, I think we're going to want a gel brush like this one. This is our sculpting brush, and I forgot to link that on there. Okay, let's do our background. We're going to grab a little bit of these gels that I put out on my palette over here. And I'm just going to touch if you don't know anything about Velvet Touch One Stroke Paint, you cannot paint detail with this. No, girl, it won't cure. It's hyperpigmentation. It's very dense pigments that make up these gel paints. That's why they stamp so good. That's why they're very versatile paints. Y'all kind of see how I'm laying on that? Yes, neon one stroke gel paints. Yes, they're the little bitty babies, the little limited edition sizes. I was explaining, we've kind of held on to these for a little bit because our manufacturer that makes these has gone out of business. Or is not, let me rephrase that. They're not making the paint anymore. So I was hesitant whether to put these out or not, but then I'm like, girl, we not gonna be able to get these no for a while. So yes, we're gonna put them out. And now here's our purple. They come in a 5-pack in the bundle tonight. And I'm just laying this real close down in there. Oh, about like that. I am going to take a little bit. I know what I want. I just don't see it. Let's grab us just a tiny bit of top coat. Little bit of wet look. We want to put some slippage in our brush so we're not dragging this brush around everywhere. Here we go. Work that top coat through your brush. Now you don't want it juicy, but you want it to stick your brush hairs down. And here we go. This technique is not anything new. Now what's on here, you got to wipe off. Now go back in the clear. And put some pressure, and pull. Wipe your brush off. Once in a while, you might have to go in your acetone so you don't make brown. You mix all these colors together, and you will get something that looks very muddy if you're not careful. Going to pull this way. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of go back over this. If you pulled down on the first stroke, go back over it and pull up this time. Oh, look what that did. Yes, these are our neon Velvet Touch one stroke, and they're available outside of the bundle if you don't want it in the bundle. Did I link those, Keith, for you? Okay. And so that is how I've done the background to this little lady and to this little lady. And all of these images are on the stamping plate that's in the bundle. Okay, so now we cure that, please. And here is this, the neon one stroke paints are the same size as our like the jack-o'-lantern, the navy, the olive, those ones. Okay. Tonight, if you're getting the bundle, we have a free gift with the bundle we're going to send you. And it is these beautiful pigments. You get a hot pink, a blue, a neon green, and a yellow. This is the creamy cornstarchy, very highly pigmented pigments, and 2 candy chromes in here. We're going to send you that at no charge with your bundle. All right. Next up, we put sugar plum pop on these ones. And I'm going to put a little bit of black on here too. Hi, Miss Peggy. What you doing, boo? This is Midnight Licorice Black. Hi, Susie. I'm just going to kind of clean up there and make my line just a little bit more even. Is it straight? I can't tell with these black gloves on. I feel like she's a little crooked, boo. There we go. Now we're going to cure that. Is that in the bundle? Which one, honey? The pigments you get, the 6-piece pigment you get free with the bundle. The bundle tonight is your stamper. It is also, you get the, let me back off a little here. You get a stamp cleaner. Then you're going to get the 5-piece Neon Velvet Touch one stroke paints. And you're going to get your Groovy Ghost stamping plate. This stamping plate, you guys, is There are definitely some solid images on here, and I've used a few of those, but this is more like a plate that you would stamp and color in, if that makes sense. It's that little ghost that everybody wants to wear at Halloween time. Girl, that's the bundle. Use your code NEON and you get some money off of that, and you're going to get your free 6-piece pigment with that. Well, 4 pigments in one, or 4 pigments and 2 candy chromes. And now let's just straighten this up. There we go. Where do you order? Just go to the website. That is qlnailsupply.com. qlnailsupply.com. Brand new watcher wanting to know where to order. If you're watching on Facebook, would you link that for her? Thank you for watching. Is the Painter's Pro palette in the bundle? It is not. It's not. Okay, I am going to, before I stamp, I want to show you how I did these. Do y'all have time for me to do that? Aren't these adorable? Because all of us know how to stamp, don't we? If we don't, I'm going to show you anyway. Okay, Painter's Pro palette, and I am going to use, let's see here. I got to have a brush. I want Infinity number 12, I believe. 11 or 12. So in order to do those flowers, that one's got a little green in it. I'll just leave that one. In order to do those flowers, you have to have an angled brush. What is sold out? Painter's Pro palette. I don't think Painter's Pro palette is sold out. Let me look and see. There were a couple of options. It is showing sold out. Hold on, I'll fix it for you, boo. She not sold out. We've just restocked them. Sometimes it doesn't capture our when we put the new quantity in. There we go. You can grab it now, Miss Sharon. She's there. Okay, I got a little blue in my brush here. We're going to load, this is Infinity number 11. I'm going to take the bottom of that brush and go in the neon purple. You're welcome. I'm going to take the top of that brush and go in the hot pink. Now this kind of gives you an idea of that pigmentation. Yes, can you see that? Oh, child, she is strong. Over half the bundles are gone. Okay. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my Infinity paint in white. Remember, this is our new replacement for our one-stroke gel paints. Lord, do y'all hear my dog snoring? She getting her snooze on, let me tell you. I'm going to put just a little bit of white on my palette right here. Take the tip of my brush, just where the hot pink is at. We're going to blend just a little bit here. And now let's go here. And let's go here. And let's go here till we get a nice ombre. All right, everybody with me. There's a little bit of static cling in this palette. I just opened a new one because mine had it, child. Now to this, we're going to add some Velvet Touch matte top coat because we only want to work over matte. I'm sorry, Keith, I didn't hear what you said. Yay, I'm so glad you love them. The new Infinity brushes are addictive. Like once you use it, you don't want to use anything else. Oopsie, got a little something something there. Okay, we're just getting a nice velvet touch matte top coat on there, and we're going to cure that. When you're painting with these type of gels, like you can't really do line work with these, and you don't want to do any scroll work with them. They're not made for that. They're made for ombre. They're made for one stroke. They're made for how I first showed you to use it with dotting it on the nail. Where'd that one go? This little background, because we flattened that paint out and really thinned it. It's because the pigmentation is so dense in there, the light cannot cure it all the way through if you were to try and polish a nail with it. Okay. I am going to use tonight, Sharon, I'm going to use 11, brush number 11, Infinity 11 is what I loaded this with. When I get ready to do my little greenery, I'll want a size smaller, so I'm going to use brush number 12 for that one. 11 and 12 are the two angled brushes in this particular line. All right, now watch what we're going to do. I got to move my palette out of the way to be able to get my nail in here. Can everybody see okay? That's about as close as I can get you without getting out of focus. On the top of here, hold on, let me take off a glove. There we go. It's hard to see the top of my nail with a black glove on. On the top half, I'm going to set down little guide mark here. I want you to see how pigmented these paints are. You ready? Y'all not ready. You watching the news. Honey, look this way. Look this way. Here we go. Oh, look here. And I want you to look at the knife edge on that brush, how tight those hairs are. Every time you use this before you put it back away, you want to have some clear gel in there and you want to squeeze that thing tight, honey. So she keeps her shape like that. And I think I'll come right over here and I might do one more there. And I'll come right over here and I'll do one more this way. Look how buttery and pretty that is. Let's see if I can get you any closer. And now we're going to cure that. That was easy, wasn't it? Now we're going to turn this one this way. Same thing. This is still brush number 11, Infinity brush number 11. And maybe here we put one this way, make her a little bit wider. These are the paints in the bundle tonight. You do not have to use them for hand painting. You can also stamp with them. You can also ombre with them. And we do. Our puppy is snoring. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. We do the same kind of petal on this side that we did on the other nail. Only we've made her just a little bit larger. And we're going to cure that. These are a 60-second cure. Do not under cure those. Do you have any questions on Facebook that I can't see? Now we're going to come back over here to this little track of paint. I'm going to pick up just a tiny bit more white. Just on the tip of my brush. See how tiny? Like there's way too much paint here. And I won't throw this away. I will actually put this in my palette. I'm going to pick up a tiny bit more purple. And if you notice, I work from this little area right here. I don't dip back into that paint every single time. I work into this until I run out. Now watch what, here comes the magic, honey. This is how we make it all one flower. Oh, Miss Tracy, what did you just do, girl? Maybe we turn that brush backwards and we go this way. If you can master this technique, you are in the top 1% of the nail industry. There are not very many people who can do a one stroke technique. And you notice that's not all one stroke. In other words, I'm not just moving the brush one time. It's lots of little strokes that are laid down so smooth they look like one stroke. Girl, this casket sharp now, honey. And now we cure that. Same thing here. You see, we have those broken 3 petals. We want middle petal to look like she's in front of the 2 petals on the side. So here again, here we go. Let's watch. You're working on it, Robin. Good girl. Looky. Honey, and the thing about it, where this is gel, if you do get one of your strokes wrong, you can just wipe it off because we've cured everything that's under there. Look how pretty that is. All right, let's cure. We used to, Deborah. I think we're sold out of those. We have found the better storage option for your one stroke gels are our wooden pallet. This right here. Oopsie, didn't mean to hit my phone. This right here. We have plenty of these in stock, and this holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 21 one stroke colors. Your paint doesn't dry out as bad in those as it does the little tins. Okay. Now I'm going to go with, let's see. I got some green and yellow on here. I need a little bit of black. Let's get some Infinity in black. Now, if you've got a Velvet Touch in a black, you can use that too, but I already have this sitting here. The nice thing is Infinity paints, even though they're even more densely pigmented than the Velvet Touch, you can still make them work together. And it just takes a teeny tiny bit. Don't put out too much. Now we're going to go to Infinity brush number 12. This one is tinier. I'll show you the difference in the two. Here's 11 and here's 12. This is your flower brush. This is your leaf brush. Yeah, Deborah, put them in there. It'll make your brushes last longer. I'm going to go a little bit of black. Let me get this up so you can see. Tiny bit of black. Teeny tiny bit. Oh, child, is too much. Little bit of green. Just like that. And just like this. Now right over top of that green, I'm going to go in this yellow. A little bit more yellow. And now right over top of that yellow, I'm going to go with a tiny touch of white. So I have quadruple loaded my brush for this. Now watch what happens. Watch the magic. Are you ready? Little tiny brush, little tiny leaf. Oh, another little baby leaf. Girl, won't you quit it? Look, nobody have time to paint a teardrop shaped leaf and then go back and shade it black and then go back and put a highlight on it. This all happens in on one brush here. And maybe here we do a cutesy little curly leaf. Oh, isn't that pretty? And now we throw that in the light. 60 seconds. While that's cooking, same thing with this one. I got to get back to my one stroke practice night. You know, that was Thursday nights, and I go to the nursing home and see my mom on Thursdays after she got moved there. So I am not getting my practice in like I mentally need. So I got to adapt me a different night because it's a bunch of things I want to try. Again, if you can paint one stroke effectively, you are in the top 1% of people that can do it. Look at that, how pretty. Girl, that'll make you want to smack somebody straight up in the face now. The green on the black is incredible, isn't it? It shows you how pigmented these are. So now let's cure that, okay? And that's all we're going to do with these right here. The rest of this we're going to stamp. Let me show you how to clean your brush real fast, though. I typically, this little one, I don't clean all of that green out of there. You saw when I opened that, this is my leaf brush about 99% of the time. So I just dry wiped it. I'm going to take me a little bit of matte top coat here and just kind of sort of work that through my brush. Let me get a towel. And then right here, when you wipe that, press, 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 press. And I squeeze that brush back together. Can you see how tight her brush hairs are? Don't you leave those brush hairs bing like this. Because, girl, she'll fight you next time you go to use it. This is how you properly put your one stroke. This is called an oblique brush. Angled means oblique. That's how you take care of that. Same thing with our big one. I don't take all the color out of that either. Now, because I can, honey, if you are blessed enough to be able to afford this, I recommend that you get about 5 of the number 11s and you have one for reds, you have one for purples, you have one for blues, you have ones for oranges. Are you following me? And you glue a stone where this says Infinity 11. If this is your one that you paint red with, you glue you a red stone right there because the paint is so pigmented. Yeah, I can get it out of here, but not unless I tap that brush in the bottom of my little container. And if I do that, I'm going to wear my brush out faster. So I'm going to buy them faster anyway. Might as well get one that you can have for each of the colors you're going to paint. And then you're not always trying to 100% clean out your brush. It looks like a blade. It's so tight. Yes, so tight. Now what we want to do, since we're going to stamp on these, we want to protect the artwork that's already on here first. And I'm not going to do anything else to that. I don't have to put any detail lines on it. Child, I don't have to do nothing. She did, that brush did all the work for me. Look at there. But because I'm going to stamp, Stamping is a horse of a different color, honey. Sometimes you can pick up the image, sometimes you can't pick up the image. Sometimes it'll transfer to the nail, sometimes it won't transfer to the nail. So I'm going to show you right off the bat how to avoid all of those issues. Okay, let's set these to the side real fast. When you open up your stamper, it's a brand new one. Now, I have a seasoned stamper sitting here. I had Keith go get me this just so I could show y'all. You take your stamper, and obviously, I'm not going to stamp from this end. I use this end of my stamper as a chrome applicator. That's for another class. I'm going to stamp with this one because I want to be able to see through that when I'm stamping. But I am not going to pick up an image until I prime my stamper. I know there's mixed feelings about this, but this is how you will never, ever, ever, ever have an issue picking up an image. Magic eraser. This is the Family Dollar Family Dollar or Dollar General brand one. I don't remember. And all you do is start at the middle of that stamper and you pull outwards. I'm just going to stay in that one little spot right there just so you can see what happened. You see what I did to her? Now I can still see through that. But that made her look a little bit foggy, a little bit cloudy. This will pick up your stamped image every single time, honey. If your paint or your gel or whatever you're stamping with is not coming off the stamping plate, it's usually because your stamper's too slick. And be careful, you don't want to tear your stamper. You see what we've done? There's how she looks before this. Now, you get one of these in paint to clean your stamper with. Once I finish that, I just like to clean that really, really good. So I get all of that magic eraser residue off of there and pop her right back in. Okay, so now your stamper's ready. Twofold, I want my nail to be matte, but because I stamp on Outshine, Outshine acts like cling film when you stamp on it. This product's in our store. I forgot to link this for you, Keith. I'm going to put one coat of Outshine over this, but I'm only going to cure it for 10 seconds. You need it to feel like saran wrap. Yes, child. I do this whether I'm stamping in gel or whether I'm stamping with nail polish or stamping polish. I can pretty much stamp with anything as long as I have this on there. Only 10 seconds, please. 10 seconds. It's by trial and error, Carrie. Just trial and error. And here we go. Outshine. Do not fully cure that outshine. Otherwise, it did you no good to put it on there, boo. In 10 seconds. Now, my little stamper plate already open because I've been using her already. Um, it's just cute as it can be. Let me get me a paper towel. And because I don't want to waste my infinity paint, that's all I have it here that's black and white. I can stamp with infinity, but I feel like it's too expensive to stamp with. I'm gonna save this for my one stroke and all my other things, honey. So I'm just gonna stamp with stamping polish. With something like this one, we're gonna grab this little guy right here. Look at that. And I'm gonna show you how I do this. Let me get my scraper. I prefer this is what comes with your stamper, but I prefer a hotel card. It's just a little bit more flexible. That's what I like to stamp with or scrape with. Okay, and now pick it up. And we're going to take off what we don't want. There is. And now we're going to put her right on the nail. Look here. Line her up. Oh, about right there. And then just double check to see if you need to clean up anywhere. Once in a while, there's just a little something, something that I'm going to clean her up. While that dries, let's stamp the other one and then I can get this out of the way. On the other one, I had this little guy with the chain. So let's grab that one. And since I'm a right-handed, I scrape to the right. I always have. So I have to turn my plate weird ways to make that happen. And now just clean up with your card. Look, you can take your time and clean up because you have that outshine on your nail. This thing could sit here overnight and she would still transfer because we've only cured this outshine for 10 seconds. Girl, we're going to go right in here. Look at there. Hello. How you doing, boo? Aren't they adorable? Now, I stamped one that's full on coverage, and then I stamped the other one. Let me grab her. It's just the outline. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring our palette back in. Where did she go? Here she is right in front of me. Because I have some white infinity gel on there. I'm going to grab a number 4 brush, infinity brush number 4. I also want, I can just use this mat I've got on here right now. I'll make sure my brush is clean and she not, because I'm using white. I want to make sure that's really good and clean. And now she is. Okay, so go in that white infinity paint. If you can grab some out from between those colors, work that all through your brush. And we're going to paint little ghost in. We're going to paint right over her eyes and everything, honey. Now, you don't want this to be full on solid paint because a ghost has, you can see through her clothes, can't you? We want to be able to see the folds in this little ghost. So maybe here we kind of press down a little hard and we go right up through there. Let me reload my brush. Infinity paint, if you're going to paint with infinity paint, you really have to fan that brush out. You cannot put this on full force or she won't cure all the way. Now I'm going to take my little baby gel brush here and I'm just going to clean up right on the bottom. And I'm going to cure that. I'll be right back. I want her to kind of have a see-through look about her. And this one, we don't really have to do anything to except add our shading. So we'll come back to that in just a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. This paint is so thin that I've put on here probably a 15-second cure and I can paint right back over top of her. Let me get me just a little bit more here. All righty. Infinity brush number 4 again. And now watch when we do this layer. Now we have a white that's a little bit brighter. Can you see that? And maybe here, and maybe here. And maybe here. So we're getting those little ghosty folds now. And that's the way you want it. You don't want this fully opaque. Okay, and now we go cure her. We be right back. And I have gel all over my fingers. Girl, let's take a little bit of black whipped cream. You know what we're going to do with this. We're going to add it to our palette. Now be sure you don't get black whipped cream mixed up with black infinity or one stroke paint because they are not the same. But we need our black whipped cream for some detail we're going to do. We're going to go back into infinity brush number 12, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, let's go to infinity 12. This is the one that had the green in it. Let me make sure she cleaned. I believe we cleaned that. Yes, we did. I got a tiny bit of that matte top coat here. I'm going to go right there. And then here was my infinity paint here. Just barely take the edge of my brush in there.
Lindsay said your birthday package is coming tomorrow, or birthday sale package.
Yay. Now watch. I'm going to paint on the outer portion of this, and I'm going to lay a little black shadow on here. Did you see what I just did? Miss Trace, won't you quit that now? That's how we make little ghost man or little ghost woman pop up off of the artwork. Go right over here, and you just follow that outline. You're not making anything new. Go around little head on the outside of it. The nails I showed at the beginning, Jess, girl, these ones, she talking about these. She talking about these nails, I bet. If that's the ones you're talking about, this is a celebrity for July, for Christmas in July, honey. They are winter solstice. I don't know which ones are going to make the video cut yet because I've just sat here and just played with these today. But wait till y'all see what you're getting in your kit. I know they're beautiful. Now look, little ghost man. Won't you stop it? What I want to do as well is I want some black and white gel polish because I want to put the little eyeballs in here. But obviously, you can't do that again with one stroke paint. You kind of have to know the rules of when to use each paint for what occasion. I'm going to grab a dotting tool before I cure that little shadow. I'm going to make the eyes black. I know, they look like jewelry. They're very, very pretty. They're a little bit time consuming. Look here. Now let's cure. And that will cure the eyeballs and the shadow that we laid in around that. And now same thing over here. what made me try the Dollar General eraser sponge. So you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I've used that trick for a long, 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 long time. You know, a lot of people say to file your stamper, but when you file it, you're actually etching it. So that can distort your images. Now we just go put our little shadow. Girl, you know where I'm always harping on decals, how we don't want our decal to look like a decal. Y'all, I'm the same way with stamping. I don't like my stamp to technically look like a stamp when it's just one image like this. I like it to look like there's been a little bit of thought put behind it, right? Now let's do her eyeballs. This is where you can have a little personality on your ghost. Girl, especially if she got PMS, she gonna have an attitude. She will have an attitude. I'm gonna grab my little 7 millimeter brush here. Watch. I'm gonna give her some eyelashes. Oh, just a couple. Just a couple. Look, you can give her a little mouth. Her little mouth is already there from the stamp. Just give it to her, honey. And let's cure her. And now this one, we want to put the googly in her eye. So now we're going to add a white highlight. Boing. And that's going to be ready for a top coat. Let's cure that. Same thing here. This one's going to get a top coat. I mean, a highlight. And let's cure that. I'm just going to freeze that because I want to show you just a little bit of shading here, just real fast on the bottom of this little lady with teeny tiny brush here. You know how we laid that shading around the outside of her? Watch what happens because we're already getting natural shadows in this white. Watch. Not quite so much. Oh, look at there. Maybe we have one here. And maybe we have one here. Look how cute she is. And now we can cure and we'll top coat these. I prefer a matte top coat over my one stroke. You use whatever top coat you like, boo. It's your art. It's your artwork. We have very few bundles for tonight remaining because we got a big old freebie with the bundle. In the lamp we go. That's too cute. And we'll cure that. Now, while those are curing, let me show y'all. Couple things I've been working on. These are being published. I finished the tutorial for that this week. These are actually being published in a book. These are spooky morning glories. I've also been working on, let me see if I can grab one of these. I love these. These are with the new Infinity paints. Chrome, little hand painting. Then I also love these ones. These are the new Infinity paints. Right? It's just a lot. It's a lot. I got lots of irons in the fire, honey. And now look how cute these little babes are. So here's the one I did live, and here's the one that I pre-painted. My one I did live looks better. And then here's the one I pre-painted. And here's the one I did live. And our backgrounds, I don't know where those got to. I have so much stuff on my table here. Oh, here they are. I showed you how to make this background as well, right here. And these are just images that I stamped from the stamping plate and then the shading around the outside of it, just like I did this little girl right here. Easy peasy. You would never know those are stamped images, would you? You would think all of that is hand painted. So yes, honey, let me show you what comes in this bundle because she's about gone. She's about gone. Let me back off here. Coming Sunday night, if you joined us late, girl, these are part of a 36-piece neon HEMA-free, TPO-free gel polish system. Lord, I'm in love with these. I am in love with these. Let me show you. We don't have these online yet. Hillary and I have been working like crazy, and she's on a church trip next week. So I'm on my own from here on out, honey. Look, this is going to finish up Summerween Sunday night. And I just had a chance to swatch these real quick before we came live. So stay tuned. If I can have more of these on, I will. So those are Sunday. In the bundle tonight, you get a stamp cleaner. You get a brand new stamper. Now, I opened the new one sitting here. Okay. You get the 5-piece one stroke neon, yellow, green, orange, hot pink, and purple. You also get the Groovy Ghost stamping plate. Your code NEON saves you somewhere around $13 or $14 off the bundle, and then free of charge with that bundle. We're also going to send you uh, these 4 are really creamy kind of pigment powder that feels like cornstarch. Dream Scream. And these are new. We've never released these before. These are brand new. Nightmare on Chrome Street. Monster Under the Bed. And Somebody's Watching Me. All 4 of those are brand new. Then we threw in 2 of our most popular candy chromes that look really, really good over these neons. And that is Grape Day to Be Alive and Let's Go Bahamas. These alone are $26 a jar. So that shows you what you're going to get free with that bundle on top of the discount code. There are only, it looks like there are 9 bundles left in stock tonight. So we appreciate you being here. I missed y'all. Thank you so much. And I will see you Sunday night. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye bye.